So, good morning everyone once again, and good morning all the remote centers and the local coordinators and the participants at the various remote centers. I welcome you all in this last day of this workshop or our training program. So, a small introduction about myself. My name is Saurabh Kaushal, working here as a technical administrator in the computer science department. Actively involved in the training of the police officials as well as the faculty related to cyber crimes and stuff. Also involved in training the uh, police officials. Okay, so what today we'll be doing is we'll be having a look at the exploitation of Windows XP as well as Windows 7, because most of the people nowadays are using Windows 7. All right, so yesterday Dr. Maninder Singh has already shown you how to exploit a Windows XP with the but what he did was he exploited only a particular vulnerability that was into the browser, right? But today we'll be compromising your Windows XP and your Windows 7 through the client-side attacks. What he performed yesterday was also client-side attacks, but that was a mixture of your buffer overflow attack as well as your client-side attack, right? So let's start today's session. अभी ये share हो रहा है? यहाँ पर okay, defining a hacker from past 4 days, right? आप hacking के बारे में जान रहे हैं, forensics के बारे में जान रहे हैं. So I would like to know from you people what do till now what you have understand by what do we mean by a hacker? Okay, very good. Very diplomatic answer, right? Okay, and what about you, sir? Same, huh? Diplomatic answers. Okay. So we are getting very diplomatic answers here. They're saying the hackers can be security experts and can be your criminals, right? So actually your definition is absolutely perfect. According to me, what I have done is I have given two definitions to the hackers. As you said, hackers, according to me, again has two meanings, right? Traditionally, hackers like to tinker with the computer systems or applications. Hackers like to enjoy exploring and learning how a computer system operates. Hackers were those who were very good into your programming, who had a very good knowledge how your TCP/IP suite works, who has good knowledge about the scripting, Python, how your applications are working and stuff. They love to explore. Let's say this is a camera, right? Can I turn this camera into some other thing? Can I explode this camera? Yes, that's possible, right? I need to change certain parameters. They love to tinker with the applications. But nowadays जो आप hackers का definition सुनते हैं, you comes to know that आपके mind में जो आता है hackers की जो image है वो ये है कि जो आपके hackers हैं वो आपसे पैसा चुरा लेते हैं, वो आपको harm पहुंचाते हैं. आप में से किस किस को लगता है कि hackers बुरे लोग होते हैं? इनसे दूर रहो, गंदे आदमी होते हैं, बुरे लोग होते हैं. एथिकल तो आपको यहाँ पे आके पता लगेगा ना, कुछ एथिकल भी होते हैं, वरना अगर हम यूजुअल टर्म्स में देखें तो हैकिंग इज नॉन एथिकल, राइट? देयर इज नथिंग लाइक एथिकल हैकिंग. Good. In the recent years, hackers has taken a new meaning: someone who maliciously breaks into the computer systems for personal gains. They are the crackers or the criminal hackers with the malicious intentions. आज में आप सुनते हैं कौन से हैं? पैसा चुरा लेते हैं. Who are there to harm you people. They are from the crackers category. They are not the hackers, but they are the crackers, right? Okay, type of hackers. Hackers का भी type रहता है, पता है आपको? हाँ, black hat, white hat तो रहता है, उसके अलावा एक और hat होता है, that is grey hat. Black hat hackers are those who are from the crackers category, who are the threat for the society, who are the potential threat for the society. White hat hackers are those which are the good guys, right? As you said, ethical hackers or the security experts, which are the lifesavers for many, right? Grey hat hackers, the combination of both black hat and your white hat. They help and harm. They hack for both good and for bad intentions as well. Majority of the people falls in this category. So they are a typical hackers and still a potential threat for the society. You ask me when I am a grey hat hacker. We can hack for good as well as for bad. Meaning grey hat hackers are the combinations. They might help you, but at some point of time they might harm you for their personal gains as well. Majority of the people or in the community, in the hackers community, are from the grey hat category. There are a few terms as well, like your script kiddies. Script kiddies are those who are the new into the hacking world. Script kiddies are the new in the hacking world and they don't know anything about hacking, but they still call themselves as a hackers. What script kiddies are doing is they are using the tool scripts made by others and they are just using them without having the proper knowledge what the particular script is doing, and they don't have any prior knowledge how to change the script as per their own needs. एक टर्म बहुत चल रहा है आज की डेट में, hacktivist. Who are the hacktivists? Any idea? Remote centers? I hope you are connected, right? Hacktivists are those who work for the terrorist organizations like ISIS. Do you know that ISIS organization has their own cyber army? Right? They do have the cyber army, right? And hackers working for some terrorist organizations are known as hacktivists. Nowadays, those days are gone when when India and Pakistan, India and China can go on one-on-one war with each other. Nowadays, around the globe, another war is going on, which is your cyber war. Which is your cyber war. Okay, Kali Linux आप use कर ही रहे हैं. From very first day, you must be using Kali Linux, right? So he told me that he has performed few things on Kali Linux. Even yesterday, Dr. Maninder Singh used the backtrack, which was the previous version of the Kali Linux. It's a sixth addition to the very famous Linux distribution, your backtrack, which Dr. Maninder Singh was using yesterday. Both Kali Linux and backtrack has served penetration testers and hackers to work efficiently and effectively. And it has lots of hacking and security tools. Now, whenever I take a session, people do ask me, why are you promoting hacking? Right? People do ask me that why are you promoting the hacking? So this Kali Linux was actually meant for figuring out what were the loopholes into your particular network. But we cannot stop people who have the malicious intentions if they are using it. If the hackers or the crackers are using the Kali Linux, we cannot stop them, right? This was actually meant for the security experts and for the pen testers. Okay, today we'll be having a look at the Metasploit framework. Do you guys remember that yesterday Dr. Maninder Singh generated a payload with help of MSF payload? Remember? In some raw format, do you remember he was saying something that I'm generating a payload, localhost and stuff in the raw format, right? So that was generated with help of your Metasploit framework. Metasploit is the largest ever written program into the Ruby language. largest ever written program in the Ruby language. It was actually written in year 2003 by H.D. Moore. It was originally written in your Perl language, but in the year 2007, a company known as Rapid7 acquired it, and they changed that Perl written framework to the Ruby written framework. But the good thing is that they have still kept it as an open source. They have still kept it as an open source, so it's free for use. If you want, you can use it freely. Largest ever written program and stuff. It has over 1000 tested exploits and over 500 payloads. Just hang in with me till another slide. I'll explain it to you. What do I mean by the exploits and the payloads? Okay, is a tool for development and testing of vulnerabilities, can be used for pen testing, exploit research, developing ID signature and stuff. This last part we won't be covering it today. Today we'll be only using it to compromise your Windows XP as well as your Windows 7, right? Some basic terms which you should be aware of before we dig in more deeper into the Metasploit. Vulnerability. Now, what do we mean by a vulnerability? A weakness which allows an attacker to break the system security. A weakness which allows an attacker to break the system security. This is called as knowing the enemy. Let's say if I want to orchestrate an attack on some particular organization, what I have to do is I won't be going there and blindly, attacking that particular web server of the organization. First of all, I need to do some information gathering. Need to do some reconnaissance, that what type of firewall they have deployed, what type of internal systems they are using, whether the system, what is the IP address, what are the ports which are open onto their firewall by using the nmap scan and stuff, right? अगर आप किसी की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के ऊपर अटैक परफॉर्म करना चाहते हैं, वो अटैक ऐसे ही नहीं परफॉर्म होता. यू हैव टू, this is the most crucial phase of a attack, which is your information gathering. There is a very famous saying by US President Abraham Lincoln that if I have 8 hours to chop down a tree, first 6 hours what I'll be doing is I'll be sharpening my axe, so that within those 2 hours मेरा अटैक इतना सॉलिड हो, इतना अच्छा हो कि वो एक ही बारी में आपका हम पेड़ को काट सके, राइट? सो दिस इज अ वल्नरेबिलिटी. एक एनालॉजी कंसीडर करते हैं. लेट्स से देयर इज अ थीफ. Let's say there is a thief who wants to come and rob a house. Do you think he'll come directly? No. First of all, he'll do some information gathering, right? He'll try to know that how many people are there inside a house, whether they have installed any CCTV camera or not, whether what kind of security locks they are using. Are they using biometric and stuff, or have they deployed the intrusion alarm systems so that someone with the malicious intentions comes in, it should trigger the alarm, right? And so the thief comes, he does some information gathering, and he figures out that in that secure house there is a small lock, let's say behind the kitchen, okay? So that small lock in that particular secure house is known as a vulnerability. That's a weakness, right, which can be exploited. That's a weakness which can be exploited. Makes sense, right? I hope you are now clear what do I mean by a vulnerability. Exploit. The code which runs on an attacker, the code which allows an attacker to take advantage of a vulnerable system. Code which allows an attacker to take advantage of a vulnerable system. Launch the missile. Meaning, thief did the information gathering, he figured out that there is a small lock behind the kitchen, okay? He comes with a hammer and tries to break the lock. वो जो हैमर अपने उस लॉक के ऊपर हिट करेगा, that is an exploit to break that particular vulnerability. To break that particular vulnerability. Payload, the actual code which runs on the system after exploitation. See the Pearl Harbor effect, right? We all know what happened in at the Pearl Harbor. Thief saw, okay, there's a vulnerability, there's a small lock. He broke the lock, he went in. Now what he's allowed to do inside that particular house? Now it's his will, right? He can pick up anything or he can drop something there. The actual thing which an exploit is doing after, meaning after post exploitation, what you are doing, that is an payload. Post exploitation, आप घर से कुछ सामान चोरी कर रहे हो या कुछ रख कर आ रहे हो. If we talk about in the terminologies of a computer systems, whether you are implanting some fake evidence over there or you are deleting some evidence, that's a payload. So there are many type of payloads which I haven't discussed because I want to keep it short and simple. There are three type of payloads: single, stages, and stagers. Single payloads are those, if let's say if I want to say that like Dr. Maninder Singh used, right? What he did, he only got the shell of a Windows XP machine. So that particular exploit did only one thing. That particular exploit did only one thing, that was giving the reverse shell to him. So that is a single payload. Stages are those, let's say if I want to do some multiple tasks. Let's say I want to get the shell as well, and what I want to do is I want the person, let's say what I want my payload to create a new user into a computer system. So it did multiple tasks, right? Stages are those, they are the advanced payload. So today we'll be having a look at the advanced payload, which is your Metapreter. Meta interpreter is an advanced payload that is included into a Metasploit framework. As of now, you only इतना बात को ध्यान में रखिए कि once you're getting the Metapreter shell means your system has been already compromised. Your system has already been compromised as of now. Good. All right. I hope the things are clear to you. Remote centers. Okay, my favorite section. Enough of talking. Let's do it now. But before we go ahead, there's a short disclaimer. The demonstration is for the educational purpose only, right? The misuse of the information can result in criminal charges brought against the person in question. Presenter will not be held responsible in the event any criminal charges be brought against any individual misusing the information. Demonstration is meant for providing information on cybersecurity, and presenter meaning I don't promote words like hacking or cracking. If you ignore this disclaimer, you will be eligible for a package to a big hotel-like building where you will be getting free food, free milk, free clothes, everything. But that will be behind the bars, right? That's jail, okay? So please do not ignore this disclaimer. All right. We'll start with Windows XP. I want to show you some things, right? For Windows XP, what we'll be using is we'll be using a bind shell. And for exploiting Windows 7, we'll be using a reverse shell. Now, what do I mean by a bind and a reverse shell? Bind shell is, let's say if I want to attach my particular attacker's machine to some vulnerable machine. Might be your Windows 7, might be your Windows XP, Windows Vista, or Windows 2002, the server edition. Meaning I'm simply coming and attaching my PC with your PC. But nowadays scenario have changed, reason being because in the corporate network people have deployed the firewalls. So any traffic coming from outside to the inside of the corporate network is not allowed, because your firewall is simply dropping the packets, or we can say it is not letting the attack to come in. So majority of the attacks which nowadays are happening are called as client side attacks, meaning your client will initiate the session. Let's say I have a web server and I have placed a malicious code over there. Someone goes there to my website and it right clicks over there and downloads it and it runs it on his machine. What will happen is that vulnerable software or a thing which it has downloaded, which a person has downloaded from the internet, there's a chance that might contain a Trojan. Trojan is a backdoor executable which will give all the access to the hacker. So what will happen is Trojan will send a reverse shell from inside of the network to the outside of the network to the attacker's machine. This is a reverse shell. The client or the attacker, he only has to patiently wait and listen for the incoming connections. Okay, how many of you are downloading things from torrents? Yes or no? No. We have one ma'am over here, she's saying that she don't download things from torrents, but majority of the people are downloading things from the torrents. I just came from Ajmer. He was an HOD over there, HOD of IT. He said, sir, majority of the things what I am downloading is from the torrents. I am downloading even antiviruses from the torrents. So I asked him, what's the first thing what you do? He said, sir, whenever I download an ISO file for a Windows, first of all what I do is I turn off the firewall. Do people turn off the firewalls of the Windows? Majority of the time you turn off the firewall of the Windows. Then you turn off the updates. Right or wrong? Remote centers? You turn off the updates, right? आप अपनी updates को off कर देते हैं, उसको never seen कर देते हैं. उसके बाद आप क्या करते हैं? अपना firewall को off कर देते हैं, ताकि आपके कुछ भी connections हैं वो easily maintain हो सके. But इससे होता क्या है? You leave your system as a vulnerable. You leave your system as a vulnerable. So for Windows XP, we'll be using the bind shell, and for the Windows 7, we'll be using the reverse shell. Okay. Open Metasploit. Choose the NetAPI vulnerability. NetAPI is a vulnerability which was disclosed by the Microsoft even in their security bulletin. MS08_067 was a vulnerability of the NetAPI. If you want, you can Google it and you will be able to come to know about the NetAPI vulnerability. This is a vulnerability related to your NetBIOS. Enter the victim IP address, run the attack, and it's done. It's that easy to hack your Windows XP. Now majority of the people might say that nowadays no one is using Windows XP. As an individual user, you might not be using Windows XP. You might have even upgraded from Windows 7 to Windows, or might be from Windows 8 to Windows 10, right? Because Microsoft has sent an update for the Windows 10. But you'll be surprised to know majority of the government institutions, majority of your ATMs are working on your Windows XP. Majority. So don't think that if Microsoft is not providing the support for Windows XP doesn't mean it's not being used. It's being widely used. I have a friend working with an IT company. He told me that in their US office, everyone is using Windows XP. Now why Windows XP? Because the solutions were easily available for Windows XP, and this was the most stable version of the Windows we had till date. Microsoft came with your Windows Vista. That was a big flop. Then they came up with your Windows 7. Again, that was a bit stable. They came up with the Windows 8. Majority of the people didn't use it because of the complexity, but now they have come up with the Windows 10, which is a combination of your Windows 7 as well as of your Windows 8. So let's break down the Windows XP. For this, what I'll be doing is I'll be using your Kali Linux again. The username is root and default password is tour. This is my Windows XP machine. Good. This is my Windows XP machine and I'm using VMware, right? Time to come up. Just give it some time. Just give it some time, it will come up.
Excuse me, sir.
It will ask me.
Sir, we have.
Let-
Do you have any query?
Yes, yes. Actually, there are three different versions of Kali Linux on internet, like the light version, full. So, please, if you explain something about that, it will be beneficial for us. Thank you,
I
sir.
didn't get your question properly. What versions you said about Kali? I didn't get you properly.
Actually, there are three different ISOs are available to download. First one is about 3 GB. Second one is a light version of Kali Linux, and
Right.
third is more light version. So, is there any difference?
No, there's no difference as such, but what I'll recommend you is, according to your operating system, you can download any variant of your Kali Linux, might be with 32-bit or the 64-bit, and make sure that the ISO file which you are downloading is of around 3 GB, right? That's the one which will actually work.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
करेगी, I haven't used actually. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि नहीं करेगा. अपडेट हो गया आपका? Very good. Might be. I haven't checked that. I need to check that. Then I'll be able to comment on that. That will not work on VM. All right. So okay, back to the exploitation, right? In this task, we'll be exploiting a Windows XP MSF console. To start the Metasploit, you can either use MSF console. It will take a bit of time because it's the largest ever framework written in your Ruby language. Or you can go here and you can use your Metasploit framework from here, from the GUI mode. But better if you're using Linux, use the command line. Don't be dependent on the graphical mode. Give it some time, it will come up. हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल हो जाएगा. Good. These are the things which
Sure.
yes sir. Okay, in the meantime, let's use your Nmap. Nmap is the king of scanners. With this, we will come to know what's the vulnerability, right? Let's first try to figure out. So, what's the name of your engineering college? Yeah.
Saurabh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
I have a small query.
Yes, sir.
Can I use Metasploit in Ubuntu?
Yes, you can.
Will it differ from Kali Linux framework or?
No. Command remains predominantly the same.
Okay, will it be effective same as Kali?
Right.
Okay.
But use it for only for the research purposes, right? Don't use it for.
Definitely. Already.
Otherwise,
We were in
you
that
are
process.
eligible for a package, right? Don't forget. Okay, so let's first try to figure out what's the let's say IP address of your website or the web server which you have hosted. So what's the name of your website? gpu.org.in, huh? So this is the IP address which you are using over there. यही होगा as a faculty with seldom care, right? So punjabuniversity.ac.in. You came from Patiala, right? As a regional center, okay, good. What's the name of the website? punjabi.ac.in. This is the IP address which you are using over there, right? This is just a basic step to, first of all, let's say if I want to attack a web server, I should know its IP address. Once I have the IP address with me, then what I can do is I can plan out an attack for your organization. This is just a single step. There are so many steps. Let's try to know more. Who is PU? Okay, this is what I have got the information about the domain of the Punjabi University, who registered it and when he registered it. Okay, Punjabi University created on 17th August 2007. आपको भूल चुका होगा, but हम बता देते हैं. Registrant name is again Punjabi University. Street is Computer Center ने आपके इसे किया पटियाला. इसका कोड ये है. These are the phone numbers, right? If I want to attack your organization, this is the email of your director, right? This is the email of your director. Let's say if I want to perform some client-side attack, I can send an email with some malicious attachment to him. वो क्लिक करेंगे और उनकी पूरा का पूरा कैंपस नेटवर्क कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो सकता है उससे. ओके, वहां पे एक कमलजीत सिंह जी हैं आपके, हैं या नहीं है? मैं नहीं जानता, हैं वो हैं? अच्छा, वेरी गुड. डॉक्टर कमलजीत सिंह. ओके, दिस इज द फोन नंबर. टेक्नीशियन है वहां पे अजीत सिंह विर्क. You can smile, right? This is the email ID of Mr. Ajit Singh Virk. इतना इंफॉर्मेशन मुझे मिल सकता है. उनका फोन नंबर के साथ अवेलेबल है यहाँ पे. If I want to call him, I can call him and I can get as much amount of information as I can with the help of social engineering. I just have to play with his mind. Now let's try to figure out who is your, so what's the GPU? .n, right? Any information before planning an attack is important. People think that this information is innoxious to them when it isn't. Reason being, आप समझते हैं कि ये जो information है, this is good for nothing. Just the name and email ID of a director. But think from the perspective of a hacker, he'll come to know, okay, यहाँ पे ये, he's the director, and यहाँ पे he is the technical administrator or the technician who is maintaining the website. उनका phone number available है, email ID available है. कुछ भी attack मैं perform करना चाहता हूँ, I can easily perform. So your website was created on 24th Feb 2011. आपको शायद ना याद हो, मैं बता देता हूँ आपको. And it was last updated on 2nd of March, and it will get expire on 24th Feb 2021. Registrant name है आपके principal. This is a government polytechnic Uttawar. Uttawar is in your Palwal with all the information. अच्छा वाह, ये तो आप ही का email ID आ गया. अच्छा आप ही का ही है registrant email. Wow. This is your email ID, right? You gave it to me yesterday. And this is the ID which you might be using internally. Right or wrong? Is this your ID? That's your ID. Wow. I forgot your name. Sandeep. Sandeep sir is here, and I've shown him his admin ID which they are using internally. I've shown him his email. Wow, even your phone number is here, sir. This is your phone number? Great. So this is the first step, which is of your information gathering. There are so many things. Maybe I can use Google, that's called as Google hacking, to perform some attack. I want to get as much amount of information from Google. I can easily get that from there as well. Good. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's use that. DNS with con, because we have so much commands, I don't remember them actually. So what I've done is I have written them. -d gpu.org.in, right? These are the commands with such small parameters. It's very next to impossible for you to remember each and every command, because I'm not only dealing with this Linux command, I'm dealing with your firewalls, switches, routers, and whatnot. Okay, Metasploit's open now. Let's try to get some information about the DNS. DNS Recon is a tool there. -d it will try to get the information. There's a thing known as zone transfer. DNS zone transfer. It comes very handy when we, try to exploit the DNS or try to figure out the vulnerabilities in your website and stuff. So in this, zone transfer has been failed. But what I have figured out is that name server, your DNS server is located on this particular IP. इसी IP पे located है? इसी IP पे located है, right? Let's try it. And the port number 53 is open, which is again of your DNS, right? Let's try to figure out thing for the Punjabi University. What was the domain? Punjabi University. No records were found. Not an issue. Okay, now let's have a look at your Nmap. First, let me try to get the IP address, though I can run Nmap to figure it out, but this is my local machine and so I'm doing it manually. So this is the IP address of my Windows XP machine, 192.168.52.129. What I'll do is I'll make use of your Nmap. So these are the various options available. So now you'll come to know why it's next to impossible to remember each and every command. These are the very small parameters, -SL, -SN and this stuff, scan techniques. There are so many options again. Port specific, version specific. I'll be using this version specific because I want to figure out what's the version of the machine which I want to exploit, right? Script scan. Now, what do I mean by script scan? Nmap comes with your NSE scripts, network scripting engine, Nmap scripting engine. It will try to figure out, is a particular machine vulnerable or not? Is a particular machine vulnerable or not? It will show. I'll just hang in a little few minutes. I'll show it to you. So you can figure out, right? It's very difficult to remember each and every command, only for Nmap. So let's clear this out first. Nmap -s capital V. Let's say I want to do it verbosely, and I want to 52.129, I believe. So Nmap has started. Now Nmap has came up with the idea that the port number 135, 139 and port number 445 on this particular machine are open. Discovered open ports. Can you see this? Discovered open ports. Right? And I also comes to know that MSC RPC, this is the service which is running. This is the NetBIOS SSN. I told you this is the vulnerability which will exploit. And this port number is open and service which is running on here is your Microsoft Windows XP. And it has also figured out that what is the MAC address of the machine. This is the MAC address, and it has also told that this is a VM instance. This is not a physical machine. This is only a virtual machine located onto a particular VM. And we look at the information about the operating system. It has figured out that this is a Windows XP again, and some other information is also available there. So let's try to figure out more about the operating system. Let's try to figure out more about the operating system. In case I simply do this thing, 192.168. Now this scan will take much more time. Reason being because now it will scan for all 65,000 ports. It will scan for all 65,000 ports. I can also tell him that you can use scan for only top 20 ports. That's as per your requirement, right? So, but what I'm interested into is of this thing. I'm just stopping this and map -v verbosely -p. Only two particular ports I want to scan. 139. See, that particular port is open, and port number 445. Right? I'm only scanning for two open ports. I'll be using the nmap scripting engine.
Hello.
Chandigarh University, any doubts?
सर
Yes, ma'am.
सर जो भी कमांड लिखने हैं प्लीज ऊपर लिख दीजिए, नीचे नजर नहीं आ रही, और फॉन्ट साइज इंक्रीज कर दीजिए.
ठीक है. Clear? Visible? I've increased the font size.
Yes, sir. Sir, zoom. Please zoom in.
इसका zoom कैसे करेंगे? Better?
Yes, sir.
Four four five hyphen scripts SMB check.
Excuse me, sir.
Just a second, sir. Just forgot the command. Sometimes these things do happen. Ah, okay. Okay, just give me some time in the tea break. I'll check it out and we'll let you know. Okay. So in the meantime, let's come back to your Metasploit framework again.
Sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, we have from behavior to learning, and sir, our query is that we have previously found that you used that were not visible. So kindly please repeat
What I'll
that.
do is I have drafted this thing for the Ajmer when at the college where I was at the Ajmer College, Male Engineering College. So I'll share the same text file with you people. Okay. So first step is search for the net API vulnerability. Give it some time, it will come up. It will try to, look for all the vulnerabilities, all the exploit it has. So can you see this? Is this the same exploit which I was talking about, the MS080667 net API vulnerability? And there are a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Four exploits. This is of rank good. This is good. This is manual. I haven't tested this anytime. Most of the time I use this because this is of rank great. Means more chance that you can break into the Windows XP. So what I'll do is I'll use this particular exploit. Let me copy down this. Copy, paste. Good. Show options. देखते हैं हमें क्या क्या requirement है यहाँ पे. This is your R host. R host stands for your remote host. Set R host 192.168.52.129, right? Who is 129? My Windows XP machine. Show options. पहले खाली था. Now this has been used, right? Bind underscore TCP, meaning I'm attaching my particular attacker's machine to the Windows XP machine. I'm using the bind shell. Right? Now the only thing which is remaining now is to exploit it. That's it. That's what I have to do. Perfect. I've got the Meterpreter shell. This is so much easy. This is that easy to exploit your Windows XP, and I don't know why the ATM machines, the banks are still using the Windows XP. Some technical stuff which I want to share with you people is now how the Metasploit has exploited your Windows XP. What will this do is, do you guys know that every machine runs some processes, right? And every process feels that it is the only particular process in all the memory space, and every process has some memory as well. So what my Metasploit has done is it has injected a particular DLL into any of the ongoing processes, and it has prompted us with the shell. This is not a simple shell. Normal shell अगर आप देखते तो ऐसा रहता है आपका normal shell. Normal shell आपकी ये रहती है. This shows that I am into your Windows XP right now. Right or wrong? Now what's the advantage of using your Meterpreter? Let's say by some mistake I lost this particular shell. Why the shell has been lost now? अगर मेरा shell चला गया है तो मुझे सारा का सारा अटैक दोबारा परफॉर्म करना पड़ेगा. But Meterpreter is an advanced shell. There is a facility to launch a new shell from within the Meterpreter shell. Can you see the channel 2 was created? So that's why we use the advanced payloads. Good. So just to check the IP address, though we are into the Windows XP machine. Was this the IP address? 192.168.52.129? And this clearly shows that you are into your Windows XP. You have successfully exploited Windows XP. Before we move ahead, there's one basic step which you should always perform. Do you know that your Windows has a process of explorer.exe which runs always onto your any Windows machine? If you close this particular explorer.exe process, what will happen is you will be only left with the blank screen, right? You will be only left with the blank screen or the blank desktop. All the folders and stuff will be gone. So meaning that is a process which will never comes to an end. So what my first task is, I will migrate from particular process which my Meterpreter has exploited to the explorer.exe process, so that अगर कोई भी process kill होता है तो explorer.exe process कभी भी kill नहीं होगा. Right? Make sense, right? Just okay. Let's try to figure out the explorer.exe process. Okay, this is your explorer.exe 1448. Can you see? Explorer.exe. What I'll do is I'll migrate from any particular process which it has exploited. I don't know what process it has exploited, but I'll migrate to a safe process which will never comes to an end. Migrate, paste, migrating from 1096, meaning 1096 was the process which it initially exploited, right? Okay. What happened? Now hacker has hacked your system. What he can do now? Remote centers, any things which you want to tell? If a hacker has hacked your system, what he can do? Beware, someone might be watching what you are doing. कोई देख सकता है आपको, मॉनिटर कर सकता है आपको, आप क्या कर रहे हैं. He can take screenshots of your system. He can take the screenshots. If you don't believe me, let's do it. Let me take a screenshot of Windows XP. This is the first screenshot which is as taken. Let me go into your Windows XP again. Okay, अभी यहाँ पे ये आएगा. Let's take another screenshot. So what I've done is I've basically taken two screenshots. QJE, FHNM, something like that. Okay. View exclusive mode into the home folder. This was the first one, right? This was the first screenshot which I took. Because उस time पे वहाँ पे screensaver was working. But what later I did? This is it, right? This was there onto your Windows XP machine. Commands are predominantly the same. If I talk about Windows XP 7, 8 or 10, commands will remain the same. But to exploit every machine, you have to use some different things. You cannot say that if I have exploited Windows XP with the same technique, I can exploit Windows 7 or maybe Windows 10 with the same mechanism. Every time if I have to orchestrate an attack, there has to be some different things which I have to perform. So this was what was open onto your Windows XP machine, right? Can you see? This is the only thing which is open here. All right. Let's say if I want to figure out from what time this particular PC is in the idle state. Idle time. Idle for 24 seconds. उससे पहले I was using it, right? अभी आपने देखा कि यहाँ पे एक normal desktop खुला हुआ था. What if you were doing the online transaction here? कर सकते थे online transaction? What if you were using a Facebook? How many of you uses Facebook, right? कितने लोग यूज करते हैं उसे? सब यूज करते हैं. Again, anyone here who uses Facebook and online banking? Online banking कितने करते हैं आप में से? This question is open for the remote centers as well. कितने लोग आप में से online banking करते हैं, Facebook use करते हैं? Can I see the hands? Remote centers? Wow, there are many people. Wow, so many students are there, many faculties and teachers. Wow, it's good to see, right? It's good to see you guys. सभी लोग आप में से Facebook को यूज करते हैं, ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग यूज करते हैं. किसी ने ध्यान दिए अगर आपका अब एक बार अगर आपका पीसी कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो गया, what will you do next? You will not come to know that your PC has been compromised, and then someone will shop on your behalf. पैसा आपका होगा, enjoy कोई और करेगा. Okay, we all are aware that the simple passwords can be easily hacked, right? Simple passwords हमें पता है कि hack हो जाते हैं. What if your super complex passwords can also be hacked? What if your super complex passwords can also be hacked? Okay, this question is for the remote centers. I can see many people sitting there and और बहुत strength बैठी है यहाँ पे. I'm very happy to see all of you. So this question is for you. How many of you people are using very simple passwords? Passwords @123, your name @123, your dog's name @123, your wife name as @123, someone else's wife name as @123. Remote centers. कितने लोग ऐसे पासवर्ड रखते हैं? सिंपल नाम, अपना डेट ऑफ बर्थ, अपना फोन नंबर रख दिया. I want to know. Come on, let's make this session as interactive as possible. मुझे नाम नहीं पता। BKBIT पिलानी, और कौन सा है, चंडीगढ़ यूनिवर्सिटी है हमारे साथ कनेक्टेड, सरदार पटेल यूनिवर्सिटी फ्रॉम राजस्थान, तमिलनाडु से वी हैव पांड्यन सर देयर। हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू पीपल आर यूजिंग सच passwords? सभी करते हैं, राइट? वी ट्राई टू कीप द passwords as simple as possible ताकि याद रहे। And most of the time, yes sir.
My password is already known to you.
Yes sir.
Is this simpler or a complex one?
Sorry sir, I didn't get your point. What you are saying, Pandan sir? Pandan sir, please come again.
My password is a simpler one or a complex one?
Sir, I showed you your password, right? When you were here for the coordinators workshop.
Yeah.
That was a complex password, right?
Okay.
And I revealed that in front of everyone, if you remember.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
So let's
you.
do one thing. In this particular Windows box, what has happened is my net is not working. My net on this particular Windows XP box is not working. Once we'll, after tea break, when we'll move on to your Windows 7, at that particular time, what we'll do is we'll hack your Facebook and stuff. Okay. So इस स्लाइड को अभी थोड़ी देर के लिए से इग्नोर करते हैं, इसके ऊपर अभी थोड़ी देर बाद आते हैं। ऐसा नहीं कि इसको करेंगे नहीं, विल डू इट, बट विल डू इट वंस वी गो टू द डिफरेंट विंडोज 7 बॉक्स। ओके, वेबकैम, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू पीपल आर यूजिंग वेबकैम्स? स्काइप चैट्स, कौन कौन वहां पे? आई कैन सी मेनी स्टूडेंट्स सिटिंग आउट देयर, स्काइप पे बहुत टाइम बिताते हैं आप सब। कौन कौन स्काइप यूज करते हैं? Come on, I want to see the hands. Wow, good to see you guys, right? What about the participants at this? What's the name of the university? What about the Jodhpur guys? You people are using your webcams, right? Day in, day out. What if your webcam gets hacked? What if hackers can see who is using the computer? What if he can record the videos without your consent? Bizarre, right? और आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा. A webcam of a Mumbai-based journalist was hacked, and all her photographs were onto the pornographic websites. So webcam is such a dangerous thing. Though it can make you talk to your loved one who are at the very far end, but if your computer gets hacked, your webcam will be the most deadly weapon for the hackers. Let's try to hack the webcam. What I have done is I have bought this webcam here. If I don't know, can you guys see? This is a webcam of Logitech company. I'll be using this particular webcam I have already attached this particular webcam onto my machine. And can you see this webcam is coming USB device? Can you see, guys? Can you see that? Right? You people are sitting there, right? So now what's the next task? What I want to do is I want to hack this webcam. I want to hack this webcam. Let's go on to your attacker's machine. Let's first of all try to figure out whether there is a webcam there or not. Webcam list. It shows yes, there is one webcam attached, right? If I talk about the Android phones, वहाँ पर ये दो cameras दिखाता है, front camera and the back camera. Good. So now let's try to take a snapshot. All right, have a look. Starting, got the frame and perfect. Can you see? You see the participants here at NITT Chandigarh? तो आपको लाइव मशहूर कर रहे हैं हम अभी. Till Chennai, till South India, आपकी फोटोग्राफ्स हम पब्लिश कर रहे हैं. Can you see? It's that easy to hack your Windows as well as your webcams. Isn't it scary, right? आपका वेबकैम कोई और यूज कर रहा है विदाउट योर कंसेंट. आपने उसे परमिशन नहीं दिया बट फिर भी आपका वेबकैम यूज हो. Alright, let's go to another task. Alright, hackers can lock your mouse and keyboards. Hackers can lock your mouse and keyboard. Now, someone might think, this is rubbish, right? How can someone lock my mouse and keyboard? Isn't it rubbish? Anyone here who is having such thoughts that this is rubbish? Remote centers, do you think it is rubbish? Remote centers, let's make this session as interactive as possible. I can see you people there, but you guys are not interacting.
No, sir, this is not rubbish.
Not rubbish, okay. Okay, and he said that that's not rubbish. Alright, so now let me prove you wrong if someone is still having such thoughts, okay, if this is rubbish, okay. Let's go on to the attacker's machine. UICTL stands for User Interface Control. Disable mouse. What I have done is I have disabled the mouse here. I'm trying to click here. I'm trying to double click here again at the MASM, but it's not getting open. Your victim will think that something's wrong with my mouse. That's not working, right? I think I should go and buy a new mouse. That would be again not serve the purpose. Reason being because ये इसको आपको लगेगा आपको हैंग हो गया. ये आपको हैंग हुआ नहीं है, हैंग किया गया है इसे. ओके, थोड़ा और परेशान करते हैं अपने विक्टिम को. UICTL disable let me अभी my right, as of now I can type anything. I'm able to write down the things. अब देखते हैं जी. I'm not able to write. Can you see? I'm not able to write now. If you want, you can come and try here. What your victim will think now? There's something wrong with my system. Time to format it or try to buy a new one. My mouse is not working. My keyboard is not working. उस सिचुएशन में आपको क्या लगेगा, क्या हो गया आपके पीसी के साथ? और ये हैंग भी नहीं है, राइट? कर्सर तो मूव कर रहा है. Come on, say something, right? Your mouse is roaming around here and there onto your desktop, but it's not working. It's not able to double click, not able to close anything, and I'm not able to use any key on my keyboard. दोनों खराब हो गए, राइट? या मेरा टाइम आ गया कि नया लैपटॉप खरीदा जाए. Enable keyboard and enable your mouse. Good. अब देखते हैं. अब चल भी रहा जी. Can you see? It's working now. अब बंद भी हो रहा है. Believe me, this is a kiddish stuff. But why we are telling you these things is just for the awareness purposes. Yes, I cannot do any kind of research.
Excuse me, sir. Wikipedia Pilani, we have a query.
Sorry, come again.
Wikipedia Pilani, we have a query.
Yes, sir.
So what if the victim removes the keyboard and mouse and plug in again? Is it still will be disabled or
Work. It will still not work.
it will not work?
No, it will still not work.
So sir, how to avoid this thing
How to?
or how to escape from this disabling thing?
No, as a victim, you cannot come up with this thing. Once exploited, you're gone. You cannot make your mouse and keyboard free from yourself. The option which you guys are left with is to turn off your PC. Turn off.
Yes, sir, then what should we do to prevent from this attack?
You cannot do anything. What you can do? What my victim has done? He has not done anything, right? He's just being simply exploited. Reason being, most of the time, what guys are doing is you are turning off the updates. Now, why they are releasing new updates most of the time? Because they are coming up with the new security patches. I've seen people most of the time when their PC gets compromised, they get exploited only through their web browser. Because you people are in the habit of not updating your browsers. How many of your time you have updated your browser? कितनी बार आप अपने ब्राउजर को अपडेट करते हैं? बहुत रेयर है. बहुत रेयर.
Excuse me, sir. Can you hear me?
हाँ. पीपल जाते हैं उस टाइम पे आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते, बट उसमें एक आपको एक टेक्निक मैं भी दिखाऊंगा. That is called as maintaining the access. अगर आपका मशीन एक बार कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो गया, इट विल मेक अ रिवर्स कनेक्शन विद माय मशीन. अगर आपने उसको शट डाउन भी कर दिया, शट डाउन करके जैसे आपका मशीन दोबारा आप पाएगी, इट विल अगेन मेक अ रिवर्स कनेक्शन विद माय मशीन. बिल्कुल आप बच नहीं सकते. ओनली थिंग इफ यू वांट टू बी अवेयर, ओनली थिंग which can make you secure in this cyberspace is just awareness. Without having the awareness, you cannot consider yourself as safe. Because nowadays everyone is carrying a mobile phone in their pocket, right? And mobile phones are no longer called as only mobile phones. These are the smartphones. Android, Windows mobile phone, iOS stuff, right? एक बंदा दो जेब में मोबाइल लेके चल रहा है, एक लैपटॉप लेके चल रहा है. आप मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं कि अगर ये सब एक्सप्लॉइट हो गए तो इनका यूज क्या होगा? All these compromised hosts, whether your mobile phones, your boxes, or your any box, Linux box, any box, are known as the bots.
Hello,
Yes,
this is from Balaji Engineering College, Jaipur. Hello.
yes, sir, I can hear you. Please come up with the question.
Yes, how can we protect the smartphone and the portable device? Can you tell us?
Yes, sir, I'll definitely explain it to you once I come to the end of the session.
Okay.
All right.
Excuse me, sir. We are communicating right.
So as I was telling you, that they form a bot, and the collection of all the machines, all the compromised machines, is known as a botnet. All these bots are being sold onto a black market for the million of dollars just for 2 hours. आपको 2 घंटे के लिए आप बिक जाओगे, आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा. What attackers are doing is, let's say if I want to perform some DDoS attack, distributed denial of service attack onto a web server, आपके मशीन से उस वेब सर्वर को रिक्वेस्ट जाएगी, not only from your machine but from across the globe. अगर एक छोटा सा आपका वेब सर्वर है, उसके ऊपर इतना ट्रैफिक आएगा, डेट्स फॉर श्योर कि वो आपकी मशीन क्रैश कर जाएगी. This is a botnet, and the only compromised machine is called as a bot. So let's take a tea break. Monica ji हमें time दिखा रहे हैं बार-बार. It's just time for a tea break, right? So let's take a short tea break of 15 minutes. We'll start sharp at 11:35. And once we come back, we'll have a look at your Windows 7, as well as we'll have a look at your SSL strip. Whenever you do some online transactions, you are presented with the secure socket layers. What I'll do is I'll strip off those SSL headers and we'll try to get your bank account details.
Excuse me,
Make
sir.
sure you guys remember your bank account details. Yes, Pilani Institute, yes, please ask the questions.
Sir, we want to ask that is there any other way to prevent from disabling attacks
Is there any other way for?
of escaping from the disabling mouse and keyboards?
No. There's no other way.
Sir, and only the attacker can do that.
आपका क्वेश्चन मुझे क्लियर नहीं हो पा रहा. आप थोड़ा सा माइक को थोड़ा सा दूर रख के बोलेंगे प्लीज.
Sir, is there, sir, if the victim's keyboard and mouse are disabled by the attacker, then is the attacker is only has rights to re-enable these.
Yes, only the attacker can enable the mouse and keyboard at the later stage if he wants.
And so, what if we disconnect our internet connection and restart our PC?
If you're restarting your PC at that time, as I told you, right, you'll be free. The only way to get your mouse and keyboard back to the enabled mode is by restarting your PC.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. Let's take a short 15 minutes break and we'll come back, right? Good stuff in your Windows 7. All right, remote centers, are you there? Sorry to kept you waiting. Actually, we are having a Teachers' Day celebration today. So my students wanted me to spend some time there. The function is still on, but I have came specially for the lecture. So is everyone connected?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. We are connected.
2 seconds, 2-3 minutes of time.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
We have a request.
Tell me what you are asking.
Sir, we want you to provide us the commands you have used in hacking the.
All right, definitely I'll provide the commands to you. But first of all, some of the remote centers, local coordinators have not sent the feedback forms and stuff, or the list of participants. I don't know. Coordinator Mr. Amindashan was telling about some things. So please contact him once. All the remote centers and the local coordinators there. Just give me 2 minutes of time. My laptop is booting up. Okay, any doubts in session?
Yes, sir. BKBIT, we are out.
Okay, sir. Please ask me with the doubts.
Sir, the shell command shell script you use in accessing the remote PC is available on the internet or you just created it by yourself?
The script what?
The shell script you ran on the computer. The shell script.
What shell script you are talking about?
After when you after you selected those ports of that particular computer, when you use the shell script.
As of now, I haven't used any shell script.
Sir, you typed the command name shell, SHELL.
It was just to open up a shell. That was just to open up a shell. Shell of the Windows machine. The normal command prompt, right?
Yes, sir. I got it. Thank you.
So what if the version of Windows changes like 7 or 8?
What version of Windows? What?
What if the one Windows version changes like this? If we try to do it on Windows 7 or Windows 8, then is the shell command is shell?
Yes, I told you, right? Commands are predominantly the same if you talk about Windows XP 7 or even Windows 2010 or the latest Windows which we have is of Windows 10, right? The commands are same.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. And sir, especially I want to tell you that your session was tremendous, awesome.
Thank you, but we have still not covered most of the things.
Okay, sir.
Alright, so I'll feel you'll find it more tremendous and more awesome. Okay. So Monica ji is here, she's doing some settings. Once the settings is over, we'll again come to, yeah. Thank you. Okay, back to work guys. Let's start.
Hello.
Yes, Pandan sir. आपकी ये तो आवाज ही मुझे याद होगी अब तो आप जब भी बोलते हैं तो.
Sir, there is some delay in your video and voice. It's very slow.
Slow.
Yeah,
तो मैम देखेंगे please.
the voice is very slow and video is very slow. Stucking and coming delay. It's too slow.
Okay, I'll make sure that I'll go slow. Okay, so that even there is some lag, so still you won't miss anything.
Yeah, okay, fine. Thank you.
जी वो बैंडविड्थ का इशू रहेगा ना थोड़ा ठीक चल रहा है सर. So what is the bandwidth at your center?
सर आप सेशन रीलोड कर लीजिए.
Alright, in the meantime guys, let's back to the work now. Hackers have locked your keyboard and mouse and stuff. Now let's move on to the next slide. Sorry to kept you waiting. Now how the victim can comes to know that his PC was hacked? How a victim will comes to know, right? Most of you might be thinking, as a victim उसको तो पता ही नहीं चला कि उसका PC hack हुआ था. Right or wrong? अभी आपको पता लगा कि आपका PC hack हुआ है? आपको नहीं पता लगा. So let's have a look. Now let's tell the victim. Let's be nice enough to a victim that will tell him that we hacked his PC, right? So what we'll do is we'll again go to our attacker's machine. Let me open up a shell here. As you see, I am here right now. I'll dir just to check what are the directories. CD, desktop. I'll move on to the desktop. You can see there's no directory as such, right? Only directory available onto your Windows XP machine is of your MASM. ये broadcast हो रहा है वहाँ पे भी? यहाँ पे मेरा ही हो रहा है. I need to select it. All right. अभी थोड़ा सा साइड पे कैसे आ रहा है? All right. Can you see, guys? There is only one directory available onto my Windows XP box, which is of your MASM. What I'll do now is I'll be nice enough to my victim and I'll tell him that his PC was compromised. Let's say you were hacked, dude, in a hack.txt file. So what basically I've done is I was nice enough to tell the victim that we hacked his PC, and what we did, we left a directory, hack directory, onto the Windows XP machine, and onto that particular folder, right, we kept a text file or a notepad file with the name of hack, which further contains your hack, dude. Is it visible at the remote centers? This is the only mechanism that a victim will comes to know that his PC was hacked. Depends upon the mood and the nature of a hacker. Otherwise, he won't come to know it. Good? Okay, let me close down this. And in the meantime, let me exit from here. And now last step which is pending is of, you tell to the victim, or maybe to clear the logs from the victim's machine, because we might have left some fingerprints onto the victim machine. We might have left some fingerprints onto the victim machine. So once the PC will go to a forensic examination, the forensic examiners will come to know immediately that this PC was compromised. So to save ourselves as a hacker, clear EV means clear events, wiping all the records. from application, system, and security. Right? Now let's do one thing. Let me close down this first. Console. Now let's move on to the another stuff which is of compromising your Windows 7. I'm just turning it off. Power off. Go to your Windows 7 box. Let's start this one. Give it some time to come up. In the meantime, what I'll do is I'll start the Apache server. Apache CTL. Start. Turning on the Apache server. Right. I'll go to the web root directory. You see, I already have an exploit here, which is a game.exe exploit. It is a game.exe exploit. What this exploit will do is, this is how many of you people are downloading things from torrents and stuff. Most of you, right? Once you download things from torrents, as I told you, what the hackers can do is they can embed an exe file into another exe file. Let's say you downloaded some game from a torrent website. What hackers will do is, into the setup of that particular game, they will embed their own Trojan. They will embed their own Trojan. So what will happen is, once you download it and you will double click it, the time you double click that setup, your game will start, as well as the reverse connection or the reverse shell of your machine will go to the attacker's machine. That's how your PCs are compromised. Okay, so I already have this here with me. Let's see, my PC is up. Okay, in this what I have done is I am purposely using the counterfeit window version. Just to tell you, whenever you download a Windows, right? Let's say आपने कहीं से उसको copy किया, even from your torrents. तो होता क्या है, आप if you keep your updates on, you'll start getting this message: the copy of the Windows is not genuine and you are using a counterfeit window. Now, how does the Microsoft comes to know that you're not using the original Windows? Because they have already deployed some certain backdoor executable which makes a connection with the Microsoft Windows servers. They keep on looking for the key. जब आपको पता लगता है उनको कि यहाँ पे कोई ओरिजिनल की नहीं है, तो होता क्या आपका पूरा डेस्कटॉप ब्लैक हो जाता है. Can you see from here, right? Okay, first let me figure out what the IP address here. CMD IP config. The IP address of this particular machine is 192.168.52.151. Let me give it a try. I was doing something, but it didn't work when I was at Ajmer. NC-LVP on port number 4444. What I'm doing is I'm just patiently waiting and listening for any incoming connections. I don't know whether this will work or not, but I'm just want to show it to you. We'll open up a web browser over here. Close this. Not interested in this stuff. msn.com will get opened up. I need to close this down first. What I've done is I have started the web server onto my what box? Onto my attacker's machine. Right? Web server onto my attacker's machine. What is the IP address there? 192.168.52.149. Right? It works. It works means the web server is working. What I want to show you is, let's say this is actually a Java applet attack. You won't be able to see the applet as of now. The time you visit it, be patient, should work. Alright, can you see this Java applet? आप में से कितने लोग ने इस प्रॉम्प्ट को पहले देखा हुआ है और किस किसने इसको नॉर्मली एक्सेप्ट किया और रन किया? किसने कितने ने किया? आई वांट टू नो फ्रॉम द रिमोट सेंटर्स. Remote centers. IT Pilani.
Almost every
guys. Rajasthan and Jodhpur guys, Pilani guys. Have you seen this, right? You often get these Java updates that the applet is not installed. That the applet is not installed. The time you install this particular applet, what will happen is it will send me a reverse shell to my attacker's machine. तो मैं रन करता हूं. मैंने इसको रन किया. Give it some time. I don't know what happened. It didn't came out last time. Should have come up. I've exploited this machine hell lot of times, so it needs to be reinstalled now. All the buffer overflow activities I'm busy doing on this machine. Let's do one thing. Let's again turn on your MSF console. This time what we'll be using is we'll be using your this time we'll make use of your reverse shells. Give it some time, let it come up. In the meantime, what I think I should do is exclusive mode, Control Alt Shift ++. I'm taking the remote desktop of my Windows machine. $114, let's say 151, right? Right, I'm into my Windows XP, Windows 7 box. What I've done is instead, because I need to hop between Windows 7 and your attacker's machine, so I've taken the remote desktop here only. I've taken the remote desktop onto my attacker's machine. Alright, my Metasploit is up. Now this time I'll be use Windows, Metapreter, and your reverse TCP. This time I'm not sending anything, but what I'll be doing is show options. This time it is asking me for the L host. Who is L host? The local host. Last time it was asking about the R host. R host stands for your remote host. Set L host 192.168.52.149, which is the IP address of this particular machine. Just to verify it, it was already open. IF config. Yes, it's 149 only. Right? Only thing which is required here is just to exploit it. Have a look. This is working now, but it is only waiting for any incoming connections. It is patiently listening for any incoming connections. Let's go here onto your Windows XP machine, Windows 7 machine, 192.168.52.149/game.exe, right? There is a game right there which I want to download. Good. डाउनलोड ऐसे ही करते हैं आप इंटरनेट से कुछ भी चीज. The time you run it by ignoring all the errors and stuff. See, can you see? Have a look at here. What I've got is a meterpreter shell. Sending stage. इसने कब इसको stage कब send किया? जब उसने उसका reverse connection बनाया. So right now I have hacked your Windows 7 as well. Can you see? And one more thing which I want to show you is, have a look at here. Go to your control panel. Most of the time you guys are turning off your firewalls, right? Window firewalls. I've seen majority of the people are doing this. But have a look at here. Even your firewall is on. Even your firewall is on. Now how is that possible? I told you, right? These are the client-side attacks. Firewall by default have a property to deny any traffic coming from outside to the inside. But this particular session was initiated by this fellow out here, which is my victim. He downloaded the thing. And the attacker was only listening for any incoming connections. I don't care whether you are rich or poor. The time you'll download my malicious file, even from torrents and stuff, result is in front of you. Great. Okay, let's move ahead. Again, first step, migrate to explorer.exe. That will not get closed. This time it is 1572, right? Copy down this. Paste it. Good. All right. Now let's go back to that same slide. How many of you guys are using Facebook and online banking? How many of you guys are using Facebook and online banking? So now I need some volunteers here. Let me open up my Facebook here. Facebook.com. Because why Facebook? Because everyone is in the habit of using Facebook day in, day out. So you guys, give much importance to the Facebook. Some issues with my browser. I need to, as I told you, I need to reinstall this. With all HTTPS secure connections, sir, I now need you here. Okay, sir, let's go here. I need a volunteer now who can come and enter his username and password. Sir. Happened. It's open, but sir, please, I want you to enter your Facebook username and password. Ma'am, you want to try? Okay, ma'am is here with us. She's from Punjabi University, Patiala Regional Campus. What's your good name, ma'am? Rekha Bhatia ma'am is here. So she is ready to, reveal her password in the ICT mode. इस पे नहीं कुछ करना, यहाँ पे पासवर्ड डालना ना अपने ईमेल, हाँ अपना फेसबुक को यूजरनेम पासवर्ड डालिए, ईमेल डाल दो ना, ईमेल एड्रेस एंड योर पासवर्ड. आप फेसबुक यूज करते हैं ना, हाँ वो डालिए, उस पर लॉगिन कीजिए, नॉर्मल लॉगिन. Guys, can you see ma'am is entering her username and password? Okay, ma'am has already logged in. बट हम उनकी फेसबुक प्रोफाइल चेक नहीं करेंगे. व्हाट विल डू इज हम उसको प्रोफाइल को मैम को क्लोज कर देंगे. कैन यू सी द प्रोफाइल इज ओपन हियर. Let me close this first because we don't want to see the personal data, but attackers might want to see, right? You saw she came, she entered her username and password and stuff. After it I logged out. Oh no, this issue. When was your password? r.bhatia71@gmail.com and akarsh05 is your password. Is this your password? Original Facebook password. Can you see remote centers? But please don't use this password, right, ma'am? I request you to immediately change your username and your password. Remote centers. Can you see? r.bhatia71@gmail.com and the password is akarsh05. This is her password. Rekha Bhatia's password is revealed in this ICT mode. I request you to change that password immediately, ma'am. Alright, good. Now let's move ahead. A very small thing which I want to tell you now. Maintaining the access. Maintaining the access. But before I do that, let me first go to here. Kind of keylogger, yes. -u, -I. I'll just hang you in middle few seconds. Let me explain what do I mean by this. -P, port number 4444, and -R. (149). Okay, as you guys were asking, what if the PC gets shut down, right? If someone turns off the PC, click on forget password and change it. Now what I'm doing is I install victim box. Remotely I'll be installing a VBA script onto the victim box so that even if the PC is shut down and it's coming up, right, it's restarting, it will still make a reverse connection with my machine. Have a look at this command. Run persistence is the name of the backdoor. -u means whenever a user logs in, give it a try after 5 seconds. Try to connect on port number 4444 on what remote machine? This is machine of the attacker. 192.168.52.149. Whenever a user logs in, after 5 seconds, try to make a connection to my attacker's machine. I've pressed the enter. Good, okay. Now what I'll do is from here only, this is my remote desktop, from here only I'll say reboot. The time I press reboot, this whole thing will go. Reboot. Can you see? Remotely मैंने उसको shut down कर दिया. Now my Metapeta session has been closed. Now what I have to do is I again have to exploit it. I'm again patiently waiting for any incoming connection. कोई आएगा आके मेरे साथ connect होगा. Right? Let's give it a go here. Let's wait for the windows to come up. Have you changed your password? यहाँ पे आ जाएगा ना? अच्छा, very good. अंदर नेटवर्क थोड़ा इशू है यहाँ पे. Can you see the Windows 7 machine is coming up? It's rebooting. Time it gets rebooted, what the next task is, it will again get compromised. Good, Windows 7 is up. Now let me again take the remote desktop from here only. Same thing. Now have a look at here. Have a look at both the things parallelly. The time I log in, after 5 seconds, it will try to make a reverse connection. It might take a bit of time, but it will start making a reverse connection with my machine. Give it some time. Let him come up. Can you see? Have a look at here. Metapeta shell is again prompted. Good. Can you see? I have again got a Metapeta session. This time I also exploit nahi kiya. Now this time I haven't sent him anything. This time I didn't made him to click some game software or anything. Once compromised, will remain compromised. Good, good. Let's go to the shell, ipconfig, the basic stuff, right? dir, next step is of privilege escalation. Privilege escalation. What I want to now figure out what is the IP address, what is the login password used by this particular machine. What is the user, the administrative password which is used by this particular machine. So I have already installed this WCE. You need to install that, upload that thing onto the victim machine, but this, as is for the demonstration purpose, I have already downloaded. This is the WCE, stands for Windows Credential Editor. WCE.exe-w. W would work, I think. Great. Can you see? What is the password? P@$W0RD, जिसके साथ हम लॉगिन कर रहे थे. रिमोटली कैसे पता कर सकते हैं? P@$W0RD. Good. This is privilege escalation. There are many parts of privilege escalation, but this is one of them. कि आपको जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर का पासवर्ड होता है लॉगिन का, वो कैसे पता लगेगा? लेट्स से आप इस अटैक को अपने लैन में रन कर रहे हो. लैन में अगर आप चाहते हो किसी पीसी पे इंफॉर्मेशन पड़ा है, उसको आप चाहते हो उसकी एब्सेंस में जाके उसे एक्सेस करना है. You need to know the password, right? There are tools available which can easily reset all the administrative password and stuff. Do you know where these passwords are kept? Onto a Windows box. into SAM database, storage accounts manager. They keep all your data in the encrypted form, but here you've been presented with a clear text format. Let's say if there was another user here onto this machine, उसका password भी reveal करता है. Good? Alright, let me exit from here. Let's close this. Let's move on to your stripping of the SSL header. Okay. Let me close this first. IP table -- flush. All right. Whenever you go and browse your websites, let's say your banking websites, your Facebook, your Gmail, have you seen that HTTPS written over there? Remote centers, have you seen the HTTPS written over there? S stands for your secure. HTTP in conjunction with your SSL, secure socket layers, forms your HTTPS. That forms your HTTPS. So any traffic which is going on to a particular web server should be encrypted. It's very difficult to break the encryption, right? It's very difficult to break the encryption. So what they come up with the idea is that they will strip off that SSL header and they'll try to get the username and passwords into the clear text formats. Now how things will work? Let's say if you are a client and you want to access a web server which is running on your HTTPS. The time will send an HTTP request from port number 80 to that particular web server who is running the secured version. It will redirect you back with the code request of 302. That you come again with the HTTPS. You come again and connect me with the HTTPS so that we can start the communication. But in this, what we'll do is, let's say there is one. Okay, just a sec. Let's say this is your victim wants to access a web server. It will go and send a HTTPS request to this particular fellow. But as an attacker, what I'll do is, let's say attacker comes in. What we'll do is, it will take the request from victim to himself and from attackers to web server. Now the web server has a requirement that any traffic which is coming, or with any traffic where he wants to establish a session, that should be of HTTPS. So what attacker will do is, with this particular web server, it will make a secured session so that the requirement of the web server is fulfilled. So this is HTTPS. So the requirement of your web server is now fulfilled. But what it will do is, what it will send to the victim is the only HTTP. So that any information coming here will be in the clear text. Any information coming here will be in the clear text format and will be visible to you. Alright, but this particular attack is a host specific, means I need to choose a host on which I want to perform the attack. Alright, so let's go back again to the attacker's machine, which is my Kali Linux box. You can use any OS of your choice, but one more thing. Now, as this is my normal laptop, right? This is my normal laptop. I need to enable the IP forwarding capability onto this box so that any traffic coming to him should be forwarded to the internet. For that, I need to enable the IP forwarding. What I've done is I've already written the commands for you people. You can just simply copy them, copy, and just paste it here. Good. And one more thing, have a look at here. Right now you are using your facebook.com. Stop working. Why it has stopped working? Alright, can you see the HTTPS here? It's coming up, it's taking time because it is slow. Can you see this H over here? HTTPS. If I was to use the Chrome and stuff, there it would have come in the green color with a lock symbol as well, right? Majority of the time while doing the online transactions, while using your Facebook, Gmail, Hotmail, Twitter account, people are not aware that this S should be present here all the time. How many of you actually looks for this HTTPS? Very few, right? You might be the teachers, might be the tech-savvy students, right, who are in the habit of looking at the HTTPS. But majority of the people, let's say, ask your dad, he doesn't even know about this, what the HTTPS is. Ask your mom, right? Majority of the people, they don't know what this HTTPS is. So as long as the Facebook screens comes in, everything is working properly for them. Everything is working properly for them. So now what I'll do is, let me close down this first. Again, we'll open it in a while. Go back here. Let me copy down this first. IP tables. These are the few IP table rules. Will take so much time to explain. So just simply, I'm just copying and pasting the command for you guys. Good. Next is to figure out the gateway. I already know what the gateway is. Rspoof. -I, ETH0 is the interface which I have here. -T, target. Who is my target? It's 192 or 168.52.1. I forgot the IP. What's the IP? 151. 151. And what's the gateway? Gateway is 51. It's 2, I believe. -R. Just let's figure it out first. Route -N. It's 192.168.52.2. Okay. Copy this. Paste it here. Done. Right. One more thing which I want to do is exclusive mode. Go to the home folder. Okay, I don't have it here. Previous logs, I want to delete them. And this last command, SSL strip. Control Shift ++ so that it is visible to you guys. paste it. That's it. Now let's do one thing. Let's again go back to my Windows XP or Windows 7 machine. Now this time, if my attack is working, I force this Windows X7 user to use HTTP instead of using your HTTPS. So many problems in my browser. Have a look. This time your Facebook is opening with only HTTP. The S is missing, meaning my attack was successful. What I have done is I have forced that particular user to use the HTTP. Have a look at your Gmail. Let me close this first. Gmail.com. Gmail comes with also HTTPS, right? Where is the S? Again missing. Again S is missing. Now ma'am, it's time for you to come and reveal your Gmail password. Or let's call sir this time. Sandeep sir. So I want you to enter your Google account. पासवर्ड तो याद होना चाहिए, फिर कैसे पता लगेगा? अच्छा, आप फिर कौन सा पासवर्ड यूज करते हो? आप कौन सा साइट यूज करते हैं दादा? रेडिफ यूज करते हैं? Sandeep sir is here with us. He wants to give us a demonstration. Sir, ऐसे ही रेडिफ आपका खुलता है? So please enter your username and password. सर का एक बार फेस दिखा दें. ऑन ही है. उसको ऑफ करके एक बार दोबारा आपको करना पड़ेगा. लॉगिन किया आपने? अच्छा, it's taking time. What sir has done is sir has entered his Rediff's username and password. It's taking so much time, sir. सही भी डाला कि नहीं डाला है? 1 2 3 4 5 6 characters password. 6 ही है सर. सर मना कर रहे हैं, बट हम उन्हें बता रहे हैं कि नहीं 6 का ही है सर. वो मान नहीं रहे हैं उस चीज को. सर का रेडिफ खुल गया जी. कैन यू सी? आपका रेडिफ ओपन है इस वक्त. ठीक है, मैं इसको साइन आउट कर देता हूँ. हम आपकी मेल्स में इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है. जो मैं इसमें इंटरेस्टेड था वो मैं देख चुका हूँ ऑलरेडी. साइन आउट. I have successfully signed out from your Rediff account. Now let me go here. Let me open up this Control Shift and your plus so that it should be visible. SSL strip.log. इनका ना logs create रहता है. SSL strip का logs create होता है. Sir, login. KHARBS, password AAYUSH, Ayush, right? Might be the name of your son, right? So we have successfully stripped off the SSL. This is another way of getting your username and passwords. Remote centers. Can you guys see this? Ayush. Login. Password is Ayush. टू स्टेप्स वेरिफिकेशन किया हो तब भी आपका जो पासवर्ड आप एंटर करोगे, आपका ओटीपी लेट से कुछ आएगा, तो वो भी तो मुझे पता लग जाएगा. And your OTP is also valid for like 5 minutes. और आप 8 टाइम पे पैरेलल लॉगिन कर सकते हो. Absolutely. The question is how many of people are doing that? कर तो बहुत कुछ सकते हैं, but how many times we are doing that? Remote centers, any doubts? This is not a simple thing which I have showed you as an advanced attack. Stripping of the SSL. Good. If you're having any questions, you can please ask me. I'm about to wind up the session. Remote centers, any issues, any queries you want to share, you can please ask me. अच्छा आप देखते हैं अभी मैंने अटैक को क्लोज किया, अब दोबारा इसे करते हैं, आप देखेंगे HTTPS से ही आएगा. Give it some time. Our net is slow. Can you see? HTTPS came again. S आपका वापस आ गया. Don't know what is the issue with my browser. Okay, and let me refresh this one as well. And this one as well. It will also come up and up. Let me close down this. Close all tabs. So, remote centers, any doubts, any queries about this particular session, you can ask me. So, we hacked your Windows XP, we hacked your webcams, we got your Facebook username and passwords, and we, also stripped off your SSL. We maintained the access by sending a VBA script. We also figured out what is the login password for the user. So we have covered much. And one more thing which I want to show you is this. Okay, let's say this is a Facebook, right? Let's say आपने कुछ भी लिखा abc@xyz.com. I've seen many people who have the habit to save their username and passwords. To save their username and passwords on this, on their personal laptops. Yes, आप करते हैं? Now I'll tell you why not to do that. Let's say the password is let's say I have a long password, right? Can you see? आप जब भी इसमें सेव करके रखते हैं तो यहाँ पे डॉटेड फॉर्म में रहता है. It is very easy to figure out what is this particular password is. Let's say if you have given your laptop to a friend of yours, and he wants to figure out what is the password. Can you see the password? I can't be hacked. Remote centers, is it visible? I can't be hacked. So most of the people, what they are doing is they are saving their username and passwords even onto their personal machines, right? Onto their personal is fine, but they've seen people who have been storing their username and password onto their office machines as well. So if someone like me comes and accesses your PC, so this is what can happen. So with this, it comes to the end of this session and this STC. मैं आपको इंडिविजुअल भी आराम से बताता हूँ. So remote centers, don't go anywhere because we'll be doing the valediction now only. Dr. Ramakrishna will be coming along with the course coordinator Amrinder Sharan. So do you have any questions for me? I know there might be trillions of questions going into your head now. What to do, how to secure yourself in this cyberspace. Remote centers? Gyan, Jyoti, people, I can see you sitting. Any questions, any doubts? Gyan Jyoti College, was the session clear or all clear to you guys?
It was clear, sir. It was a nice session.
Thank you, ma'am. I hope I can. Shall I ask you a few questions about the session?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay, not an issue. We'll ask you some other time, right? What about the other remote centers? I hope the session was clear to all of them as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. अच्छा, मैम किसी और से कॉलेज से पंडन सर, तमिलनाडु में कांचीपुरम यूनिवर्सिटी.
No?
Yes, sir.
Sir, as you showed that the username and password can be grabbed.
Right.
But each and every person won't be coming to our system and get log into our system. It is not possible. Why? Because each and every person have their own systems. So why are they supposed to use our system and get login into our systems?
I didn't get your question properly. You said that everyone is having the username and passwords, different passwords.
Yeah, okay. But those people, why they will be coming to our system and logged into that Facebook or Gmail?
They might love you, right?
Excuse me?
They might love you, right? They might have to, they might love your, let's say, your hard-earned money and stuff. What if this was just a Facebook? What if you were using the online transaction? You were doing the online transaction. They might get your account details, right?
Okay.
So that's why this is important.
Nowadays, online transaction is available for each and every person.
Online transaction is not available for each and every person. It's available for, I think, each and everyone nowadays.
So it is the thing that can be done using that add-ons also.
Yes, that can be done by using add-on. Also, there are some add-ons available like your Cookies Manager Plus and Tamper Data. But this is the best way to do orchestrator attack.
But when we say that come and just log into your Facebook, no person will be coming to log into our Facebook.
Where?
In our system, for example, consider my system. I ask my friend to join in the Facebook by logging that password. He won't be coming.
You said to your friend that to come and log into
my system by that guy's username and password.
Okay.
But he won't be coming. Right.
Look, you have to do some social engineering, right? You cannot perform an attack like this only. You have to do some social engineering. I didn't have much of time, otherwise I would have shown you this is the art of human hacking. You need to play with the minds.
Then what about that phishing attack?
Phishing also comes under your social engineering. Phishing attacks also comes under a social engineering where you are sent a malicious attachment along with your emails. But that is a bit outdated because we people have trained so many participants here, even in the engineering colleges, students and stuff, that you are requested not to, click them fake emails.
Yeah.
Nowadays they have come up with another attack, which is your phishing. You get phone calls, right?
Yeah.
Even people are aware of that. Okay, if someone is asking for my bank details and stuff, because bank have aware, and the police officials are actively sending messages on each and every Saturdays and Sundays that the banks don't, ask for the username and password. They don't ask for any credentials. They don't ask for any PIN numbers. So people are even aware of that. But nowadays, what attackers are doing is they are coming up with the different things. The coup-face malware onto the Facebook.
Yeah.
Do you know about the coup-face malware? Just wait, just a sec. I'll explain it to you. What do I mean by coup-face malware?
Yeah. Okay.
हाँ फॉर्म भरवाएंगे
Right? Show it to
अभी
you.
होगा इसके बाद ही होगा पता नहीं अब सर को सर को मंगाएंगे
There are so many methods. There is not only one method, but there are so many methods to trick down a person. I have this whole slide on this social engineering. Okay, have you seen this on Facebook? Code centers, have you seen this thing on Facebook? Everyone do check what she did on cam.
Yes, sir.
Right, this is a coup face malware.
Yes.
Have you seen this on Facebook? Everyone do check what 99% of the people can't watch the video for more than 25 seconds. There are so many things by which you can be tricked. The attackers dared you. If you have the guts to see this video for more than 25 seconds. Once you'll enter this Java URL, JavaScript onto your browser, what will happen is your authenticated session cookie will be stolen and it will go to the attacker's machine. From there, they can do whatever they want to do. And one more thing, have you seen this? Find out who has been viewing your Facebook profile. Yes, we had Google's Orkut, where it was visible that who visited your profile, but the Facebook didn't have that option. So attackers choose the advantage of this thing as well. This is again a coup face malware. So there are so many things by which you can be easily tricked. Hope I'm clear. Any other college, university wants to clear their doubts, they can.
Hello sir.
Yes sir.
Sir, I am Ankit from Chandigarh University.
Sir, थोड़ा please mic को थोड़ा दूर करके बोलेंगे.
Sir, my name is Ankit from Chandigarh University.
Yeah.
I want to ask that sir, last thing you are showing that on Facebook.
Yes.
Sir, in that the person whom we are seeing the password is he has saved his password, or we can generate it by just asking him to type. How can you please explain that again?
Yes, definitely. What I told you that the people have the habit to save the username and passwords onto their personal machines, right?
Yes, sir.
What
Yes.
people are doing is they are mostly saving the username and password so that they don't have to come and type the password again and again.
Okay, sir.
Right. So what if some friend is using your, let's say, personal PC?
Yes, sir.
Do you offer your personal PC to your friend as well, right? That if you want, you can use my Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Or if you want to, you can use you can check your email.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
That's why I told you, right? If someone knows this thing, he can easily check your password in case you have already stored it.
Okay, sir. Okay. So
All right.
if he is not saving his password, then also
at that time how will come to know?
So then also during login the username is saved, automatically saved. So we can check out from there anyhow.
I showed you, right? When we stripped off the SSL, we choose the target from my machine, from my attacker's machine. I was in the same local area network as that of my victim. So once my victim visited the Facebook, I got his username and passwords.
Okay, sir. Okay.
All right.
So kindly you can give me the Gmail or the link from where I can download your videos and see more stuffs, PPTs and.
All right. You can note down my details first. 2016. My name is Saurabh Kaushal. File number is if you want to connect with me on Facebook, you can. Just send me a mail if you want to see my YouTube videos. I'll send you a link to you. Send a link to you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. कर लेते हैं उनको बुला दो बस सबको एडिक्शन के लिए या मैं बुला दूं Just please don't leave, guys. Just give me 2 minutes of time. I'm calling the course coordinator as well as the Dr. Ramakrishna.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask one thing. Do we need to mention our names on feedback form or not?
सर अभी सर बताएंगे आपको आई नो
Okay.
ये क्या है मोनिका Ivan Center.
Hello.
So very good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Very good afternoon.
Sir, I was asking that do we need to mention our names on feedback form or not? Faculty names.
No, sir. No, sir. Feedback forms that are anonymous, and you do not have to write your name, right, sir?
Okay, sir. Okay.
So all the remote center coordinators are requested to get it filled by the participant, by all the participant, right? So number of feedback forms should be equal to the number of participant, right? And I have already sent the guidelines for sending the document and the bills for this course. So please strictly follow the guidelines. So I would like to take your formal feedback. How was the course, and what are the difficulties you have faced during the course, and what are the improvements you want for the next ICT based course? If you have some views, then you can share your views. Please. No. ये लाइव है कि माइक वगैरह ऑन है So any remote center coordinator, one by one, please give your feedback. क्या कॉल करना है कौन सा कॉलेज है? चलेगा सारे। ज्ञान ज्योति ग्रुप ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशन, अपर पॉलिटेक्निक पटियाला, मैडम मोनिका फ्रॉम थापर पॉलिटेक्निक,
Good afternoon, sir.
गुड आफ्टरनून जी।
So I'm Yadvinder Singh from Thapar Polytechnic Patiala, course coordinator.
बताइए कैसा रहा कोर्स, आपका फीडबैक बताइए अपने कोर्स का।
Overall course was very much good, sir, but the little bit improvement is needed in the video and audio quality.
What are the difficulties you have faced?
So basically the connection gets lost sometimes and little bit improvement is needed in the video and quality, sir. We have gained a lot.
Sir, please repeat once again.
Sir, the quality of the audio and video is needed.
Okay, quality of audio and video, right?
Yes, overall course is very much good and we have gained a lot, but we have some problems in the audio and video.
Yeah, that is might be due to the low bandwidth at your end, because here we have a 100 Mbps direct line, so at our end the bandwidth is sufficient, but you should improve your bandwidth at your end, right, sir? So please get it improved for next time.
Okay, sir.
SBM University, Tamil Nadu, Mr. Prasad.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
We had a nice session based on cyber forensics,
Right,
so
sir.
cyber crime.
Okay.
So I think we were eager to use all these tools for forensics, not for any hacking or any crime activities.
Sure, sir. Sure.
And once for all, we thank all NITTR peoples for your effort to conduct to deliver these kind of very effective sessions. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Most welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Chandigarh
University Patiala. Sorry, Chandigarh University Garua. Mr. Gulshan Goel.
Hello.
Yes, madam.
Actually, sir, I'm Anupriya and I am giving my feedback on behalf of Gulshan sir. He's a coordinator.
Okay.
It was really a wonderful session and I would like to thank NITTTR for that. But one suggestion is, sir, that we had very limited time for do the practical work. We have just gone through all the slides and the presentations,
Okay.
but I was unable to do it myself practically. So this was a thing that is lacking on, I think it was on my side. I couldn't do that practically. So that was the only thing that was lacking, and the rest it was really wonderful.
Madam, usually we keep the practical session in our class-based program, but in ICT mode it will not be much effective. That's why I haven't kept the practical session. But anyway, you can do your practice after the sessions, right?
Okay, thank you.
Because in the ICT mode we don't have the control onto the remote centers, right? Maybe some are practicing, some are not practicing. So that's why we don't keep the practice session in the ICT programs.
Okay,
So we have tried keeping the practice sessions in the previous STCs, but we haven't got the appropriate response from that.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Welcome.
जोधपुर से
सरदार पटेल यूनिवर्सिटी जोधपुर. सरदार पटेल यूनिवर्सिटी जोधपुर.
कौन से ये वाले जो है
मिस्टर विकास था ना, कौन था कोऑर्डिनेटर, लिस्ट कहाँ गई है? और एक पुलिस यूनिवर्सिटी थी जयपुर में, वही तो है पुलिस यूनिवर्सिटी तो है सरदार पटेल.
ये जोधपुर वाले से पूछे यहाँ पे T20.
मिस्टर आकाश. From Balaji College.
Yes, sir.
So please give your feedback.
Yeah, overall it was a very good session we had here for 5 days, and the topic was very relevant, and the presentation was very good. We learned a lot from the presenters. And only one suggestion I would say that you should provide a link of the video at the end of the video. Link of the session on YouTube.
What you can do is you can go to the ETV2 channel on YouTube.
Actually, the videos are not there.
Please write down the link for YouTube, www.youtube.com/Chandigarh1. It is the link, right, on YouTube.
I tried that link, but there is no video on that link.
सर आप YouTube पे NITTTRCHD सर्च करना, वहाँ पर ETV2 चैनल आ जाएगा।
ओके ओके ओके।
ETV2 चैनल पे 5 दिन की वीडियोस पड़ी हैं।
Okay, ma'am. I tried Chandigarh one, but there is no video there.
आप NITTTRCHD YouTube पे सर्च करो, वहाँ ETV2 चैनल आ जाएगा, आप उस पे सारी वीडियोस होंगी।
ठीक है।
Any other suggestions?
Yes, our HOD sir would like to talk to you.
Sure.
Okay, on behalf of the Balaji Engineering College, I think this kind of the events are going regularly to improve the communication skills as well as the skills of the faculties, and very thankful to you to organize such kind of the events for us for improving the skills of the faculties and to provide more and more facilities for the faculty members. That's why they can improve their skill.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, most welcome. PK Birla, Shoot Pilani. From BK Birla College, Pilani. बीके बिरला कोऑर्डिनेटर कौन है देखना जरा, डिस्कनेक्ट कर गए हैं। और पुलिस यूनिवर्सिटी का क्या है, सरदार पटेल यूनिवर्सिटी फॉर पुलिस। Are you there?
There seems to be some connectivity issue at their end.
So now we are concluding for the day, and the course has been successfully conducted, right? So all the local coordinators are requested to please start the paperwork, and they can send it as soon as it is ready, right? So all the certificates will be sent by post, right?
And all the local coordinators are requested that whenever you're sending your bills, please make sure that your bills are signed and verified by the local coordinator as well as duly signed and stamped by the director or the principal of the institution. Every bill, every attendance sheet, everything, right? It should be duly signed and stamped. And also do mention in the covering letter by the name of the person in which whose favor we need to issue a check. Okay?
So I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for